Boom.
Hey yo, it's the number one New Orleans Pelicans podcast in the land. You can find no better coverage of the New Orleans Pelicans than you can right here. I am Lito. I am the best podcaster in the world. This is Chris Connor. He is the other best podcast in the world. If Five was here, if Justin was here, if Chaz was here, if Ross was here, they'd be the best podcasters in the world too. But you stuck with us today. Say, Chris.
Hmm.
Got a lot of talk on the timeline, bro. A lot of talk about who gonna start, who not gonna start. They're trying to send a particular guy to the bench, though. How you feel about that?
Who that is?
Man, that's we'll get to it.
Infinity, huh? Ain't no ending with this here. When the party over, we should be about 60 years old, right? About 100 million drunk, and chilling with our children.
Hey, but tell him, man, this.
And make sure you chilling with your children, whatever you're doing. Make sure you show the baby some love. This podcast is sponsored by the Scott Vignette Law Firm. If you hurt, give them a call at 504-500-1111. Again, that's 504-500-1111. Again, I am Lito. That's Chris. Man, we talking about Herb Jones.
Man, as always, appreciate y'all that's been tuning in to the recent shows that we just dropped. A little bit of Jordan Hawkins, a little bit of Trey Murphy. We got another one. By the time this is out, we got a Zion show another Zion show. I think the last one we did about Zion was a live show about rebounding. So right. We got another one coming up. So y'all, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go ahead, go on the vote. Find your favorite topic, and whatever it is, we covering it. We talking about it. But today is about
Herbert. Hey, you know what's crazy? I don't even remember that Zion show. We got so much work. We done so much. I don't even remember the last show that we did.
You such a like former drug dealer. Like you say stuff like we got so much work.
I mean,
shout out to I got that work though.
You know what I'm saying? The love of the game never really go away. So there's that.
Time out. Before you go into talking about the love of the game, I want to know your thoughts about this.
Hey, if Big Zod playing, I'm with it. So like you don't really got to sell me.
Who Big Zod, bro? Who that is?
That's my man, Boss Man.
What's his last name?
D-Lo.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, what's your come on, man? You sleep.
All right. What's your favorite?
Hey, world, let me tell y'all something. Chris got this. He thinks that I don't listen to new music. He thinks that I don't like this younger generation of rap. It's not true. They songs too short. I give you that. Cause I'll be like, I put you in the car test going, the windows down, the roof open, and you giving me a minute 50-second song. I can't. Come on, man. Bring back third verses, baby.
So let me ask you one more question, and then I'm done. We gonna get into the topic of the show.
Yeah.
Is he your favorite D-Lo of all time?
Nah, not at all. Not if D-Lo Brown alive.
Do you want to show the people D-Lo Brown's
No. No.
You don't want to.
No, I don't. Nah. We gonna leave him in the LOD. Nah. It ain't too many. It ain't too many good D-Los. You know what I'm saying? Lakers trying to trade a D-Lo right now. If we keeping it 1,000.
Yeah.
But shout out to Boss Man. Dude got some joints, man. Sound like he from Detroit, but he from Florida. I don't understand, but I ain't gonna knock it. Listen, Herb Jones is a guy who finally got a nomination for all defense last year. He's a guy who shot his highest career percentage from 3 last year. And now you got to find a way to keep him implemented into the game plan while bringing DeJounte Murray onto the team and still trying to figure out what you're doing with Brandon. But at the same time, what do you do about Herb? Forgot about Herb should be the title of the show. How you feel about that? What you doing with Herb? Do you start Herb? You bench Herb? What are you doing?
What's like the new catchphrase that Chaz got everybody saying?
What's the goal?
What's the goal? Like what? But let's take that a step further. What's the plan?
Right.
Because um you gotta identify. You can identify all of Herb's strengths, and we're gonna find out really soon if his shooting is or can be considered a strength again. If he can kind of duplicate or come close to what he did last season, right?
Mm-hmm.
But again, what's the goal? If if the Pelicans are looking to be as dynamic as possible offensively, if that's the goal, right? If they want to score more, if they want to run up and down the court, if they want to do this, they want to do that, you could put together lineups with and without Herb. But you are going to find similar questions because there are two important pieces that are currently on your team that pretty much play a similar position, or, I mean, verbatim, Herb Jones' position at small forward. Now, granted, positionless basketball and the fact that Herb can play a bunch of different roles on the team, you kind of locked already at point guard because you didn't trade DeJounte Murray. You didn't trade for DeJounte Murray for him to be the point guard. And nobody seems to believe that CJ McCollum just yet is coming off the bench, not this year. So if you lock those two in there, Zion's your 4. If you're not going small, then Tice is your center or whoever the center is. If Brandon Ingram is still on this basketball team, that means you got 3 wing players fighting for one spot. Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, and Brandon Ingram. We know the most logical choice. We know our favorite choice. And we know that, the choice that's more than likely going to happen if no future moves or trades are made.
Right.
I thought Herb should have been a candidate to come off the bench last season. I think that CJ McCollum should come off the bench. You can have Herb as your quote unquote shooting guard, even though that's not really necessarily the thing. That's not really the case to be. And you can figure out between Brandon and Trey. See, you still in the same boat. So yeah, so if you bring in Herb as your 2 and Brandon as your 3, if you bring him back, then you got Trey and CJ McCollum coming off the bench. CJ, someone who is going to some point have to get used to that role and master that role, and then Trey, someone that you continually to pretty much holding on to. It's a tough call, man, because we know the importance of Herb Jones. Specifically getting this team a top 10 defensive rating again, almost by himself in some straight. So
yeah. Hey, one thing that has nothing to do with I guess a lot of this, I realize you put some clips of Herb Jones into some shooting shit into the Booker Media one, but when I switch rooms, it's not in here, so I don't know if you got to re-upload them.
Yeah, I'm uploading them now.
All right, cool. So with that being said, Herb Jones is probably one of the best contracts in the NBA. I don't think that's a stretch in saying that. Herb provides value defensively. Like I don't even want to talk about Herb defense. I don't want to do that. We know that. What we got to figure out today, what the goal of this show is how can Herb be valuable in other areas? How can he still maintain his defensive value, but also showcase these other tools that he has in his game? That's what we're trying to figure out today. Because the case is, right, people are going to be upset at Herb starting. People are going to be upset at him coming off the bench.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's any answer that would satisfy 100% of people. Right? So,
yeah.
Because then like last show we did with Trey. Well, Trey got to start over Herb. Well, how you gonna start Herb over Trey when Trey, you just said Herb is the reason single-handedly this team has a top 10 defense. How you gonna put him on the bench?
Look, son, and it's a fucked up situation for her because, like, and that's just how life is, bro. It's like you get to a certain point, but that ain't the ceiling. You could do
Right.
better.
Right.
So we've been talking for so long about all Herb got to do is fix his jumper. All he got to do is become respectable in the corner, knock down the threes, not be putrid, be playable offensively. Well, he did that, but then you get to realize, well, that's not enough because he's now a 3-and-D guy who has, I think, more things he can do with the basketball, but he's in a limited system. So you're really not going to be able to see it. And he got so many other dudes offensively that are ahead of him when it comes to responsibility and need. So Herb, we see it all the time, man. 3-and-D guys, unless you are winning, they become replaceable. You know what I'm saying? They become replaceable, and they become as guys who can be moved, who can be, put into situations, other situations, benefiting situations, championship piece winning situations, those kind of things. And when you're a glue guy, eventually that's what happens. It doesn't matter how dynamic of a defender you are. And Herb's undoubtedly, I would say a top 5 defender, but in this game, he's still gonna have Luka dropping 40 on his head. So, it's a lose-lose situation for her because you asked me to be a really good defender. You asked me to compete. You asked me to be smart. I did all that. You asked me to show in strengths that I could be a point guard. I did that. You asked me to be clutch, hit free throws every now and then. I did that. You asked me to rebound, and some stretches when we go small, I do my best to do that. You asked me to lead, I do that by example. You want me to work hard? I did it. I got paid again. And I improved my jumper. I improved my 3. I did everything you asked me to do. And guess what?
Yep.
We still got to ask if it's enough because of where the game is and because of the decisions that they've made on the roster. And when you got a guy like Trey Murphy, who you have to find, no matter as great as Herb Jones is, as spectacular as he is, if you got a question about value, we done went over this so many times. You could call Herb Jones the heart of the team. But guess what? Trey about to get a bag that's damn near gonna double anything you could imagine.
Yep.
And I'm talking about in comparison to Herb. It's about to double what Herb's value was last year. You know what I'm saying? With the money that he got, Trey about to be seeing a whole different bag, bro. He about to be getting paid over $100 million. So what does that say? That means the money tells you. The money alone, and what we say, follow the money,
Follow
right?
the money.
The money on this team tells you that Herb Jones should be coming off the bench.
Look, people go hate it again. Regardless, it's not. It's just no disrespect to Herb as a basketball player. I feel like everybody on this podcast, everybody who probably watches this, everybody love Herb Jones. Yeah. However, what Chris just said, you got to follow the money. The NBA tells you what the value is. The contract tells you what the value is. I do think Herb is underpaid, especially when you look at somebody like Jaden McDaniels. Yeah. You look at I'm trying to think of somebody else in that same realm of defense, but I think Herb is the better defender out of all those guys. And I think Quad is kept. I think Herb is the better offensive player out of all those guys too. I think, Jay McDaniel got a little bit of he got a little bit of dribble with him. He could create his own shot. So
but he's restricted.
Right.
He's restricted when Minnesota is healthy because of Cat, because of Ant, because of even Mike Conley having opportunities to dribble the basketball. Even Nikhil later on in the year, Jaden was just restricted to, hey, go get in the corner or get it in transition.
So let me ask you this. With that being said, with Jaden's restrictions, right? Herb Jones just had a career high 11 points a game. Let's just say Herb was on another team, maybe a free-flowing offense or offense where Herb could show off more of his point guard ability. How many points and assists do you think Herb Jones could average in the NBA season? if utilized properly? I know that's a tough question because there's so many variables.
15-5.
I was thinking that. That's
15.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I was thinking that because right now, like I said, he 11 and that's a career high. And as far as the assists, it's 2.6. But I feel like you get him involved in more, especially like the thing with the Pelicans is you, you know, for the most part, he was going crazy on corner threes last year. But let's just say if the shot not falling and you had him involved in that in the screen and roll top of the key, right? They gotta go with him. Or if they don't, he can cut. Herb does a good job of slot cutting. He uses backdoor cuts. He uses basic basketball principles and logic where like if the shot not falling, he could get a point, he could get a bucket, and he crafty around the rim. He got a good euro. He's got deceptive athleticism. He's a person who he'll catch you slipping as Jokic. I think he dunked on Jokic. I think last year, maybe it was the year before last, he dunked on Jokic like 6 times that year. It was crazy. I don't know what
Yeah.
Jokic did to that man,
Yeah.
but anyways, the 15-5 I agree with. You and I were talking before this podcast started about you asked me about his free throws. I told you the number. So tell me what did you get from that? Or what is that telling you?
So, I asked you how many attempts that Herb shoots a game, which was 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's important because I think he's one of the better ones on the team in regards to creating contact. And we're talking about how he gets better, right?
Yep.
So how can you produce consistently when you're not having plays drawn up for you? And even in a free flowing offense, you're way down the chain of responsibility when it comes to basically having the ball.
Yeah.
So if those are the facts, how do you impact the game? And what parts of impacting the game go naturally into your strengths? One of the best things Herb Jones does, and I think DeJounte will now take that crown away from him, just because. Well, Zion's number one, but nobody outside of Zion is more dangerous with this current team in transition with the basketball in their hands.
Very sure.
No one going coast to coast.
Mm-hmm.
Again, DeJounte is going to change as you're looking at Zion and DeJounte, but neither of them are as strong and as gifted, I think, in that area in transition with the ball than say Herb, because Herb is unselfish. He has the Euro step that he can go to. He's learned how to use that Euro to get into the free throw line. He's gotten a little bit better at finishing. And again, he still has that point guard mind, so he'll make the right play. And look, would you say he's the smartest player that the Pelicans have on the roster until you see DeJounte playing with this group? Does he have the best overall basketball IQ? I guess that's my question.
Yes. I want to say CJ, but CJ's game doesn't allow him to. You know what I'm saying? Like he got to do way more. He got to score. So I don't know how cerebral he is as far as like facilitating and get everybody else involved because he's programmed to do one thing. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
So that fits. Like him having the basketball in his hands fits the same way it fits when you're saying we want him to shoot game tying or game putting away free throws. You know, I've seen him like he's a really big momentum guy, either slowing down games or when the team's in a rut. Herb will get a rebound, or Herb will get in transition and get to the line. Herb will get a layup. Just something like that to get them on the board. But you don't get a chance to see it as much because he does have a role at the end of the day. And I'm not saying, get the ball to Herb and we're gonna run this pick and roll between you and Zion. And we're gonna figure it's not something that's gonna happen. So I mean, I asked you that because that goes back to how crazy it is, but that's the predicament the Pelicans are in. You told me he's the smartest player on the team. We know he's the best defender. And for reasons that are crazy to even say, he got to come off the bench. How is that, Lito? How are you at a situation where your best defender and arguably the smartest player on your team makes the most sense to come off the bench?
I really don't know if that's a kudos to the Pelicans for acquiring talent or saying that the team is so top heavy that somebody gotta come off the bench in order to supplant minutes and fulfill roles that other people cannot. Herb is a guy you could slide into any starting or any bench job and he can do it, which I feel like Chris, you know what this is? It's like, dog, you ever been so good at your job or you ever worked and then your supervisor, your boss, whatever, they see you can handle it, so they just keep giving you more shit to do.
Yeah.
Like just because you good, yeah, hey man, I see you could do this. Okay, motherfucker, but stop. Like, stop. I just want to do what I'm here to do and go home. But to answer your question, man,
especially if they paid you.
Right.
Especially if they paid you. Like, Herb is underpaid. And if you had to look going forward, you would have probably thought then Herb was projected to be underpaid, even coming off a year where he shot like 27% from three. But that's the thing about these contracts. It's not always about what you've done. It's about what I think you're going to be able to do. I'm projecting for. So this is either going to become an overpay or it's going to become a steal, or maybe it, kind of evens out. They bet you bet on Herb Jones working and you paid him and you got a steal of a contract by him continuing to be an incredible defender, being available and working on his 3-point shot, which could also make this question even ridiculous, Lito. It could also make the question even ridiculous because he's not a guy that I think you'll ever be able to necessarily count out. But you look at Josh Hart's, right? You look at Derek White. You look at Aaron Gordon. You think of any role player, any high-end role player that can change games or that can help be a part of big performances in winning environments, winning players, winning basketball players. It looks best on a team that has playoff runs or deep playoff runs or championship capabilities. If the Pelicans aren't that, then Herb look a little different. He's spectacular, but he's not as good as he would look in Phoenix. He's not as good as he would look in Boston. Not as good as he would look on the Lakers. Or like, you name the team that's fighting for something. That's the thing that's interesting here. That I've been struggling with. Because no matter what, Herb, like, this is why this show has to happen in regards to what he has to. And I'm sorry, y'all, we ain't got to what all the things he needs to do. I think to make this less of a question or to add to his game or to make himself even more valuable. But this is why you have to have this conversation, because 11 points, 5 rebounds, or what was it, 3 assists, and great defense in this world, in this economy, just ain't. It's not enough. It's really nice, but it don't look as good on a team that wins 45 games or 40 games. It just don't. It looks a lot better when you win 50. It looks a lot better when you get to an Eastern Conference Finals. It looks a lot better when you OG Anunoby, you know what I'm saying, for example, who just got paid.
Right.
And you tell me, how much of a better player is he than Herb Jones? I think he's better. But can Herb Jones come close to that? I was wrong, y'all. Maybe he can.
I'm gonna say something that's really contradictory, and it's about to be because the rest of the show is about to be real. Like, all right. Granted, what he just did this season, statistically from the 3-point line, and award-wise, being that he got his all defensive nod, right?
Yep.
From a basketball perspective, being as though you don't have a center or you don't have certain things on your team that you thought you would get in a Brandon trade, wouldn't it make sense for you to trade her? Like, I'm saying that to say, right? Specifically, do you think Herb Jones is going to shoot 42% from three again?
Talked about this. No, his value, that you could make an argument that his value will never be as high as it is right now.
Correct. I agree with that. And I'm not saying trade Herb. I'm just asking the question.
He
However,
got, I mean,
yeah,
so he he got to get better, right? He gotta add more. He has to find the way to do more.
right.
Like as a second round pick coming out of Alabama, if I'd have told you when he got drafted, he was gonna have a season when he averaged 11 points per game, and he was gonna finish with Defensive Player of the Year award votes and make a first team All Defense NBA team, you would have taken that.
Yep. Yep.
You would have taken that. So some like Herb already won.
Yep.
Herb when
No,
he came out of college, like he won, right?
He won. Yeah.
Like he accomplished every outside of winning the championship. When he looked himself like for real in the mirror and realized who he was, how much better does it get from here?
Yo, can I read you something real fast?
Yeah.
All right, check this out. Herb Jones draft comps. Theo Pinson,
Really good podcaster right now.
really good podcaster, excellent utility guy in North Carolina. Offensively, while Jones improved his jump shot from 7% to 35% in 3 seasons, he is a liability. He makes up for his shooting woes with good passing, active cutting, and overall intelligence. So that's telling you everything we said about the IQ, right? But these areas may be limited by his lack of shooting. Additionally, he needs to become a better finisher in the half court, which could also negate his other strengths. His worth ethic and defensive prowess with ancillary skills gives him the benefit. All right, now check this out. There is a stat from April 17, 2021. There's a tweet from Mavs draft because the Mavs were obviously scouting Herb Jones.
Yeah.
Outstanding. The clip goes as this: outstanding defense by Herb Jones here, but 0 stats. Locks up ball handler, rotates well, puts the target off ball in jail, forcing the ball handler to make a bad pass to turn it over. Herb Jones' defense is near the top of his class. With him, it's always gonna be. I may not be able to do the one. I'm not gonna say the one thing because he does a lot of things. He's a jack of all trades. He just don't master none except defense. Defense is his calling card. Defense is like his engine. You know how like if a shooter don't have a shot falling, they go get a layup. I always tell you get a layup. For her, it's like go get a steal. Like once he get involved defensively, it kind of like it wakes his offensive game up. It makes him more confidence. There was also a Trey Murphy quote from like NBA.com where it was the headline, crazy enough, is Herb Jones's work ethic yields astonishing offensive transformation.
And if we continue to have those conversations, the easier it becomes. Because at that point, you're talking about him being a core, part of the core. Most people, when they talk about this core going forward, they don't mention Herb Jones. And part of that could be age. A part of that could be because they feel like no matter what, he's put in a box of what he can be. Once again, some people might look at it and say he may not have a better year. It might be just as good, but he may not ever have a better season than he had last year, which is crazy. But on this team, at least on this roster, because look, we're gonna talk about some of this stuff. The rebounding needs to be better, right?
Yep.
But now you're a better shooter.
Yep.
But what does that turn into in regards to you getting more looks in the lane? he worked a little bit on a floater and on a mid-range, but it's not ready yet. It's still cooking. That's not there yet. You don't have the basketball in your hands to really continue to expand and show and show your creativity as a passer. You're not the point guard.
Right.
You don't have those looks and those options really either. So we're talking about hockey assists. We're talking about swings. We're talking about closeouts, making the right basketball play. We're talking about setting hammer screens. We're talking about all these things that are beautiful parts of basketball, which makes you love Herb and what makes you appreciate Herb as a basketball player. He's fun to watch. He's incredible on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people that will still look at it because of just the economy that we're in now, the premium that's on offensive ability and shooting the basketball or creativity, creation with the basketball. They're gonna say it's not valuable enough. And on this team currently, when you told me they needed a point guard, when you have a shooting guard, when you have a small forward that's averaged 20, 24 points a game, you have a dynamic talent like Zion Williamson, and you're about to pay a shooting athletic 4 over $100 million. Where does Herb Jones fit in that situation? Where does he fit if you are not winning a ridiculous amount of basketball games? People don't praise sacrifice, Lito, until you win.
Absolutely.
They don't.
I got some. We have some video that we're gonna get to. But before we do that, I wanna say this. A lot of talk is Herb Jones in the playoffs. You know, teams are gonna leave him open. Whatever, he's not gonna be able to shoot with the same consistency as he did during the regular season. I'm just gonna point out the two times Herb has been in the playoffs. His rookie year, he averaged 10 points, 10.7 points a game in the playoffs. He only shot 2 threes a game, but he shot it at 41%.
Mm-hmm.
He got to the free throw line 3.7 times.
Okay.
Last year, he averaged 13 points in the playoffs. He averaged 5 rebounds in the playoffs, and he got to the free throw line 3 times. Sound like he a gamer to me.
Okay. Yes. But it gets overlooked in this market and under this roster and team's situation. It just does. So let's get into let's just get into what he has to do to change that, right?
Yeah.
Like what has to happen. The first thing is this. And the fun part about it is like all these things, all these numbers and these stats that I pulled up, they fit into things that I think they tie into things that he naturally does well that won't take like I'm not asking him to do something that's ridiculous. I'm not asking him to do something that's impossible, right? None of this is like throw the ball down the hole to Herb on a block and let him work. It's not happening. None of this is ISO and Herb at the top of the key or running pick and rolls. Like I would like to see a Herb Jones pick and roll, but I know that's not happening. They don't run it. It's not happening with their best 2 players. It's not happening for Herb. But let's look at stuff like this. So the first thing is the easiest one, right? He's 15-9 with the Pelicans when hitting 3 or more 3-pointers in his career. Simple. Things that we've already said, and most of that probably last year. So if the volume of threes change and get better, then he's able to be elite on a higher volume. That makes a big difference because now you are not just a stable shooter. You're not just a good shooter. You're a shooting threat. You're known as an elite defender that's a shooter. You got to close out when you see Derek White.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta close out. And if you choose not to, the percentages say you're gonna fail. And he gonna shoot 6 or 7 of them, or 8 of them a night, and it's gonna work out for him.
How many threes you want to see him shoot again?
How many he shoot last year?
3.6.
Double it.
Mm. Mm. So
Double
you
it.
want him damn near 7. You want him to shoot damn near 7.
Well, shit. I mean, if he's making 3 a game, if if those numbers say they're 15 and 9 when he takes threes, on a great night, that's 6 threes a night. Just to get to 50%.
Well, technically, yeah. I was about to say technically he made 1.5. He made 1.5, but yes, with the math of adding additional ones to that,
So
yeah.
on attempts, I would say I need at least 5 to 6 threes a night attempted.
I don't think that's crazy.
I don't think that's crazy. I'm not saying it has to happen next year, but I'm saying that has to continue to get better. And I think he'll at least attempt it, especially if they're playing small and they're playing fast. They should have more of those kind of opportunities.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said play fast. I know you probably can't see this because NBA.com is stupid, but I'm gonna highlight it for y'all. I just wanna bring this up. So on catch and shoot threes, he shot 42%. On pull up threes, he shot 37%. Right. One of the most important stats I think we need to highlight about Herb is he played 75 games.
Mhm.
Like that. Shout out to him. Anyways,
Yep.
The early shot clock shots is where Herb really thrived at shooting the ball from deep.
Yeah.
So he shot 46% when the shot clock was between 22 and 18 seconds.
Okay.
So very early in the shot clock, he thrived. Between 18 and 15 seconds, he still thrived. He shot 44%.
So what that mean?
To
What that
me,
mean to you?
that means the Pelicans need to play faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got you, right? No, that means more than likely, like those best opportunities are happening either with quick actions or you're in transition. You're
Mhm.
playing defense, you're getting a stop, and in his case, you're grabbing a rebound.
Mhm. Mhm.
16-11 when grabbing 7 rebounds.
Man, that
But
boy
look,
good, man. That boy
but look,
good. Yeah.
here's the most likely one. They're 42-33 when he grabs at least 5 rebounds in his career.
What shit, Chris? We talking about who need a rebound?
There you go. There you go, because his best weapon offensively, it's not the shot. It's in transition with the basketball, or even off ball,
Mhm.
because it allows him to, number one, be one of the smartest guys, running at his own pace. He's not someone that you're gonna speed up. He can find others or create for himself, or he can do this, Lito. He can get to the free throw line. 24-14 when making 4+ free throws in his career.
Guy's the
Come on,
best.
dog.
This guy's the best podcast in the world. I ain't lie to
Come
y'all.
on, dog. Come on,
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah. Well, shit,
It's
man.
all live.
I say, hold on. Let me see. I want to pull up these defensive stats. I'm sorry, these rebounding stats real fast because I wanted to see what is the disconnect. Does the disconnect that Herb Jones with rebounding basically he's guarding perimeter players, or is it the scheme? Is it again? Is it will or is it skill?
I mean, folks, I've heard the argument of him guarding defensive players and simply, him guarding the best offensive players, therefore not being in position for rebounds.
Mhm.
But there are times when he is in position for rebounds and he gets caught like everyone else watching the basketball. Or sometimes he's making a smart play and boxing out and leaving the rebound there for others. I can't tell you, I never question Herb Jones's effort.
No, right.
But you could make a valuable, argument for it. Like, you want me to stop Devin Booker and grab the rebound if I get on a miss? you, you want me like what? You want Eddie Murphy said, you want me to answer the phone and pay the bill? Like Alexander Graham Bell,
Oh man. I
So yeah,
I
go
will
ahead.
I will say this. He's 71. No, 35% of his rebounds are from 6 to 10 feet, and 35% of his rebounds are from 10 feet out.
Mhm.
The rest, he's got 15% rebounding rate, 0 to 3 feet, and 15% on 3 to 6 feet. Which means, sounds like to me, he get like missed threes, long shots.
Yeah.
He gets those rebounds. He's going to have to take advantage of that in some type of way. Um, but fuck all that. We are here to talk about the things that he can do and needs to do better. We are shout out to this is a Terra Nova basketball study who produced this video. I want to get him some shine because like everybody who make these videos, we appreciate y'all because we wouldn't have the files.
Stars are important.
So
Oh God, that's horrible.
yeah, he did a video on her. He's showing defense right now, but he gets into
Damn.
yeah. Dude,
Incredible
incredible.
player, man.
Dude, incredible.
Incredible player, dog. Like he's the dude that you would want to retire. Like
Yes,
retire a Pelican, dog.
yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like he don't, he ain't got no crazy habits that we know of. A hell of a teammate, man. Ain't nobody gonna have anything negative say about her. He's available. He works hard. He does anything you ask him to do, and he's gotten better. I just think we live in a reality where we got to say, well, how does he continue to get better? Because the front office at the end of the day, like people don't want to hear it, man. But if the front office has to make a move on Herb Jones is going to make their team better, they ain't gonna care about none of those other things. They don't care about how good you could talk that good human shit all you want to. If the front office has an opportunity to make their team better, and Herb Jones has to be a part of the deal, he has to be a part of the deal. So how can he be more dynamic? How can he be, how can we see more things like this? How can we see
Rim
him?
pressure.
I wouldn't have said it like that, but yeah.
I mean, man, shout out to him. He got the stats of the 66% at the rim, 3.4.
Yeah. Stealing points, Lito. To me, that's what he got to do. He got to steal points.
Yep.
Because he should never be in a situation where this team is remotely healthy, where they like, her, go get us a bucket. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he got to steal points.
But his IQ. I mean, you listen to his draft comps. Not a great shoot, not a good shoot at all. But can get points in other ways.
Yep.
He attacks the bigs. He attacks, this sound a little crazy. He attacks their bodies so aggressively on his drives. I had no other way to say that.
He attacks their bodies aggressively. I'm not letting that one go. There had to be a better way.
He is definitely on the offense when he's driving to the rim and there's a big in the lane. He does not. There you go. 4.3 or 3.6. 43 on 3.6. My bad.
It's there, man. And you know what? We're not letting the staff off the hook either, man. Like, shout out to KD. KD was having a beautiful conversation. As he typically always does. Some people annoyed with KD. I love when KD start talking.
I love when KD start talking.
Like we got to hear from Isaiah Thomas, like, about the beauty in basketball, in freelance basketball, when done the right way. Herb's the kind of guy that deserves to be a part of that because he's so smart. He'll always make the right play. But if you're playing a freestyle of basketball that's connected, where everybody's on a string, as they would say, and everybody is, playing for each other, that allows him to be more free. That allows him to be less programmed. That allows him to not have to think and just play to his natural abilities, which can allow him to show some of these things more consistently than we're looking, and him being more aggressive, him attacking, him dribbling the ball a little bit, him walking in the 3-point shots and taking advantage of what you mentioned earlier, Lito, about some of his, his best volume as a 3-point shooter coming earlier in the shot clock.
Yo, did you see just the little things? Did you see where? Not on this one. I think it's the next one. He starts to. All right. Shout out to Larry for the recognition of this. He's setting. He's screening Herb's man. He's giving Herb the signal. Herb starts to creep, and it's not. This is just a basketball intangible thing, because if you ran out there, Chet is coming.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's crazy, but exactly.
Yeah. Damn, I'm having a bad show.
Exactly. That dog. Wait. Continue just on that. This real basketball right here.
Yeah, like the thing about the play is, so Chet is even though he's in the center of the lane, he's playing weak side. Larry takes Herb's man, which means Chet is freelancing. Either he can, obviously all eyes are on Zion Williamson, but if Herb flashes too quickly, let's say they assume that Herb is about to set this pick on the other side, then Chet is there. He's gonna pop out. But how
Show
Herb,
niggas.
huh?
And show niggas.
Yeah. But how Herb orders his steps, he chops them, right? Then he literally waits till the space is vacated. Everybody's back is turned to Herb now. All eyes are on Zion. What does Herb do? His feet are set. Regardless of how good a defender anybody is right now, you are 15 feet away from him.
You dead in the water. And and go back again to Larry setting the down screen.
Oh shit.
So another thing that it does, it kills the rotation.
Yep.
It kills them having the ability to rotate defensively, because play it and then pause it again.
Just pause.
Nah, play it again and then pause it a little bit further. Then pause. Crazy. So the options, like him creeping, and this is just smart. Him creeping is blocking. The screen is coming there, but Herb continues to go a little bit further up towards the wing, a little bit further up to where, boom, when he stops, if Zion makes the pass right now to Herb, like you mentioned, the closeout is late and delayed.
Yep.
Chet, and I think that's Jalen Williams. Chet and Jalen have to be 100% on the same page, because they both could go and give Larry an easy dunk or easy layup at the rim there. But that's all. That's just understanding space and just being a smart player, knowing which who and what you're dealing with. Like shit like that, dog. Like that's beautiful, bro. Like that's beautiful basketball that just adds to Herb's value. Because look, that was a solid. Wiggins, that was Wiggins. That was a great contest, but it would have been a lot worse and it'd been a lot easier to get there if Herb could get a little bit closer to the wing, because then Larry's passed over to Chet and Chet's watching Larry and Zion. It's unnoticed brilliance, bro.
It's beautiful basketball. Let me tell you two things also that I noticed on this play. The Thunder have no communication. There was no verbal communication here, right? Yep. Because you said either one could have taken either one. If we're gonna switch it, we got to switch it either way. The other thing, because like right when Jalen pops out, like Chet could have slid. He could have literally guarded two guys right there.
Yep.
And not guarded him to the fact that he could have guarded Herb the whole play, but just long enough where Wiggins slides back to Herb, right? The other thing that I noticed on this play is watch Zion and Herb don't say a word to each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the handshake told me everything I needed to know.
Yeah, that Zion, I was looking your way. I was paying attention and looking your way the entire time.
Yep.
And that's overall brilliance by Herb. Just setting up his own teammates. Like you don't get enough credit for that, but
damn.
Herb sets up Zion the same way, or just as well as Zion sets him up there.
Hold on, man. Hold on. We got to talk about this extra pass. We got to talk about this connected. This looks like this is a hockey assist. It's an ancillary pass. However, right, Herb could have taken a shot. He was open. But you give it to the best shooter on the floor.
And if you don't, even if Herb may have been looking at CJ the entire time.
Yep.
Because Trey had two people closing out on him. You could argue the best play was for Herb to make the additional pass, the San Antonio Spurs pass over to CJ to get an even more wide open three.
Yeah.
Like, beautiful basketball, man.
Did you see this pass? Check. So he got the Euro. He got Zubac off his feet. He left JV. Dog. That's a hell of a pass.
Ooh.
That's a hell of a pass.
Because he probably still got that. He still could have got that layup on the glass.
Yeah, for sure.
But like this is that last set, right?
Yeah.
It's similar to what made Jonas so important. Because what you notice is that Pistons game, I believe there's no Zion, there's no Brandon. Jesus. So now Herb's importance is much higher. So he does have the basketball in his hands more. Well,
yeah.
If you know he's good at something, it can't just be something that you decide to use when people are hurt and there's a higher, responsibility for him to attack. Find a way to involve it when everyone is together, because you obviously see it's a weapon that can make life easier for others.
Yeah, that's definitely on the Pelicans coaching staff. That's definitely on the coaching staff. Good strip, boy. Good hands. I mean, you know what he do here.
Yeah. This is a really well done video.
No, like shout out to him. That's why I wanted to give him
a really well done video. But all those things, man, a good majority of the offensive things that we saw there, Lito, like it ties into her having the basketball. Some of the easiest way for him, Josh Hart ain't special because he's a tremendous offensive player, bro. He just ain't special. If he didn't rebound, he would just be the run-of-the-mill hustle guy. You know what I'm saying? That was, a favorite in whatever team or whatever city that he played for. Yeah. But the rebounding, bro, the ability, we couldn't even talk about what he did or what he does in transition if he didn't start with a rebound. So that makes him even more valuable because you don't have to run shit for him. He's his own offense. He's his own motor. And he'll get 10 points off of a couple threes, being, a traditional role player, but then finding ways to impact the game in other ways by getting the basketball in his head. Bro, when it's your rebound, it's your opportunity, it's your ball. I ain't gotta slow down the offense if I grab the ball and start pushing. I ain't gotta find a point guard.
Yeah, you gotta run with me.
Yeah.
Run with me. That's all I got for you.
Yep. But here we go. Transition.
But see what I'm saying? The defense for him is oh, good pass.
Damn.
Good pass. Woo. Wow. Oh, good move, Herb. Mm-hmm. Bro, that's
downhill Herb, bro, is a real thing. And like he has really good balance, man, and really good you can tell he practices his dexterity.
Yeah.
He has to do a lot of off-season, workouts on his balance, his core, his flexibility, all those things. Because you gotta be able to, when you're doing some of this Elastic Man shit. I know.
On that
Shout
man,
out to Mike
Stacey
Sip.
Augmon.
That's Coach Sip used to call him that. He said he reminded him of some Stacey Augmon
I
kind
can
of
see that.
things.
Really good hands.
That's a hell of a pass, Bi.
Dog, Herb Jones' shot looks really good. Like I've obviously seen him play basketball, but look at his. It
Good
looks
pass, CJ.
really good. It's no wasted motion on his shot, and his release is so much quicker than it was when he came into the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Look.
Look, lazy closeout, and that motherfucker shooting 42% from 3, and the game is on the line. That's why he got to do more.
Off the glass. He said I called it.
Cut.
Slot
Yep.
cut. Oh, with the left. Some good passes from BI.
I hate when y'all do that. You say with the left, like he not left-handed.
I mean,
We
that's
over. Yeah, that's just terrible. I hate you right-handed motherfuckers. Oh, with the left, he left-handed.
I mean,
I ain't never got to say with the right.
if he was, I'm saying, like, I was just in the video, but like,
Man, that's that right hand privilege, man.
everything all right?
Huh?
So like you go through some trauma over there. Everything good?
Look at that spacing.
The
That's disgusting.
screen BI. Good
Yeah, he talking
ceiling.
shit to the bench. I hear you.
Dog, he do that though.
Yeah, he do.
Oh, he sized him up too.
He said, "Don't worry about it. I got that."
I got that.
Oh, Trent,
Sure,
like
you
that.
too late. I don't even
That's a
see
weapon
Shorty.
right there, dog. A pull-up 3.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here it is.
Ooh.
Here it is. Get out the way, Franz. They lost this game, by the way, and Bi got hurt. Beautiful basketball. Beautiful basketball. Offensive staff. Beautiful. Go back.
My bad.
Go back.
Oh yeah.
More of this, please. More of this.
Hey, them Hardens that Suggs got on is so comfortable. We ain't talking about that though. Uh-oh.
Yep.
Got him off balance.
Weapon, dog. Absolute weapon.
Got him off balance.
But the way you do that, Herb, is to go up there and get the basketball. And his teammates got to notice it too, bro. Like, if I'm BI and I grab a board, look, man, I know my strength is in the half court, and yours is running full speed down the court. Here, bro, take the ball.
But
why am I bringing the ball up the floor?
The coaches have the same tape, the same data we have.
Yeah.
Like, I know we putting that on players, but players in the heat of the game ain't thinking that. That's got to be, in my opinion, there's got to be a staff thing that gets implemented. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's got to be something you repeatedly tell them. Let's work on this.
I agree. Because if we know it's a strength, they got to know. And I know you want the basketball in your best player's hands and everything, but just because Brandon's a better player than her, just because I think Trey's a more valuable player, it don't mean they got the same strengths.
Hey, Chris, hold on 1 second. Because I got to give Coach Mike his credit. This right here, for anybody who has not seen the video we did on, I think that was Antonio Reeves. This is a Stampede cut.
Hey,
come on! I've been doing the knowledge.
Hey,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, we working. Yeah, this is real basketball talk.
The floater, he shot a floater, dog.
He could do that too. Corner.
He shot a floater. Tell you, man, let my dog continue to continue to advance, man. I promise y'all, I don't want Herb off this team, but y'all gotta know it's a business, man, and it's a reality of something that could happen. But how won't it happen? The
Dog,
Pelicans gotta either A, win a shit ton of games, or five just gotta continue to get better, bro.
I'm gonna be so sad if Herb Jones not on this team. Like I'm gonna
Man,
be legit upset. But at the end of the day, I understand what
here
it
it
is.
is. Here it is. Here it is. Go back. Go back. Go back. Look at this, bro. Look how this break is ran, and look at the respect that come with it. What you got to do? What can you do when Zion trailing Herb, CJ on one side, and Trey on the other?
Nothing. What they did?
Yeah, nothing.
You
Dog,
gotta
just
allow. You gotta allow
let them go.
something. Oh, hold on.
Ooh. Okay. One more.
Swing hard.
Yep. Imagine that. Imagine a shooter. You
Shoot it.
you didn't got so much better shooting the threes out the corner. And one of the best shooters on the team said,
No, that
"Go
shit.
ahead, bro.
You
Go
got
ahead."
that.
It's not necessary at all. It's not necessary at all.
Man, Herbie talking shit. Y'all don't even know how much shit Herbie talking out there. Oh, you better get out here, boy.
Mm-hmm. Antonio Daniels, AD got a saying about closeouts like that.
What do you say?
It's like an Avery Johnson quote. I'm not gonna re-say it.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to Intuition Hoops. Please follow Intuition Hoops. Follow the other guy whose name now I can't think of, but we appreciate your service.
Yeah.
Man, you got anything else? Did we talk enough? Like what?
I mean, I think we said all that needed to be said, man. Like we just I don't know if we answered if Herb Jones should come off the bench, but you at least should expect it to be a reality. I think we mentioned and told everybody how Herb can get better, what he can
Yeah,
continue to add, how he can be more dynamic.
yeah.
Yeah, man. But you never really said what you think he could do to be dynamic. You agree with some things. You gave counterpoints, but what makes Herb Jones more dynamic offensively and more appreciated, and not just put in that glue guy role player box 3 and D type of dude going forward forever?
Let me ask you this before I answer your question. Who you think is a better shooter, Herb Jones or Lou Dort?
I'm gonna say Lou Dort because I think Lou Dort. I would bet on Lou Dort shooting more and shooting it at a similar percentage.
However many times Lou shoot it, Herb should shoot those shots. Herb putting in the same work. I think in my opinion, Herb is a better. If you close out on Lou Dort not he don't got nothing off the dribble for you. He passing, he giving it back to Shea. If you close out on Herb, he got moves. He has ways he can get into the line. He's sneaky enough, crafty enough where he can get a layup and or a pass. We just watched a video where he made so many exemplary passes to the bigs, to Zion, to Brandon, to whoever.
And a
I
really good
think
free throw shooter.
a really good free throw shooter. He needs more of them. So, all right. So he needs to shoot more free throws. Let's start there. He gotta get to the line more than 2 times a game. Has to. If he not getting to the line more than 2 times a game, he not being aggressive. That's telling me that's the whole story right there. He gotta be
86% a game. I mean, well, yeah, 86% last season.
he
Like,
gotta be more aggressive. He has to.
to answer your question about the threes, Lou Dort shot 39% on 5 attempts last season.
And Herb shot 3 point. He shot 3.6 on 43.
He ended the year 41%, 3.6 attempts.
He got to shoot more. The whole key to this for me, he got to be more aggressive. He got to shoot more threes. He got to get more rebounds. He got to be active in transition, and he got to shoot more free throws. More.
Yep.
That's what Herb has to do. More.
Or otherwise they're gonna say, yeah, he's smart, he's a great defender, he learned how to shoot, but
So, and then that's when you trade him.
happens every time.
That's when you trade him. Do more. Shoot the ball more. Shoot that. Hey, bro, look. As long as you're a threat, you might not shoot 40%. To me, the goal for Herb, if he anything 37 and up, that's gold. That's more than what you can ask for.
Yep.
Before we get out of here, man, you want to tell anybody about I know you got a big venture that you signed. You want to tell anybody about it? No, you don't want to tell them?
What you talking about?
Man, you got your own snack, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't know if you ever told the people about that. So I just wanted to make sure that you know what I'm saying,
man,
you got your shine on.
yeah,
Talk to him, bro.
I mean, man, look, bro, I'm the first podcaster to have a rap snacks deal. You know what I'm saying? Like a non rapper. You know, coming out of little New Orleans East, moving on to Chicago, dog.
Talk to him, bro.
Dill pickle jalapeno flavor, bro. It's it's a little different. It's not for everybody. I would ignore the money bag yo part. Just ignore that. It's still in production.
Yeah,
They still gotta finish some of the final parts of the bag. But yeah, man, look, you know what I'm saying? Never underestimate a hustler, dog. When y'all see these, when y'all see these bags, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go ahead, grab y'all a couple. You know what I'm saying? And tell me what y'all think.
No doubt, man. Support my dog, man. Run the numbers up, run the bags up. Money bag, Chris. You know what I'm saying? We go run the numbers up. Hey, listen, before we get out of here, you see these pies and you think, damn, man, they doing another show about something hyperbole. Yeah. Then listen, for all the likes you don't get, for all the comments not said, I just want you to know you're not working hard enough. But we is. Oh, hold on. I gotta end it with something.
Don't never forget about where you come from. Stay focused and look out for your people, man, because there got a lot of people that ain't got nothing. And I done seen a lot of cats separate from their people and don't do nothing for them when they get up there. Don't get that big head. Cause that big head to be stars, like my folks say, stars this year won't be stars next year. It's about longevity. If you ain't got no longevity set in your heart and you ain't got the mind frame to stick to this, you might as well give it up before you start.